Hello, everybody. Millie and I are in Abilene, Texas. And I pulled over to take a little break. We're a couple hours into our trip toward Flagstaff. And, I'm parked right down in the back of a Cracker Barrel restaurant in the parking lot. Millie is on my lap. Let's see if I can take a nap. Probably not, but just resting is good before I get back on the road. Hello. We're on the road to Flagstaff. We just went through Clovis, Texas. So we've been driving quite a bit today. Millie's actually here. She's just under the steering wheel here on my lap. That's where she rides. She has a wonderful little bed in a shotgun seat. She doesn't get in it. She rides on my lap instead. It's got to be uncomfortable, but that's where she wants to be. So we're on our way to Flagstaff. We just went through Clovis, Texas. Texas is a long, long state. It takes a while to get out of it. We took a break for a couple of hours at a Cracker Barrel. Got in the back and laid down. We both kind of took a nap, I think, a little bit. And I heard some news. This is fascinating to me. A guy bought a Tesla. And it was used, I don't know how many years old, not too many. He paid $40,000 for the Tesla. And they exchanged the title, everything went fine. And this particular Tesla cost a lot of money because it had the full automatic driving. So you don't have to drive, you just sit there and it brakes and it turns and it takes you to your destination. So this guy buys the car for 40 grand and he drives it home, fully auto. It drives itself to his house and he transfers the title. Everything was smooth. And then he goes to put on the full driving the next day and it doesn't work. So he calls the company to find out what's wrong. And they said, oh, well, that's a software program that does not transfer with the automobile. If you like, you can purchase the software. The shocking discovery was the software was $10,000 more. So he thought he was paying for a car with the full automatic driving, and he didn't. Well, then come to find out, there's a lot of manufacturers that are doing this crap. And almost everything in the new cars has a module, a computerized module, and the software of which belongs to the company. So when even I heard one case where there was an alternator, you know, in the old days, if your alternator goes out, you go down to AutoZone or a junkyard, you buy an alternator, you put it on your car and you drive and you're fine. Now the alternator has to go through a module which the company owns. So you have to buy a subscription to the software. You can't repair your own car anymore without buying subscriptions to software. So used car market, this ought to put a real big dent in the used car market on these newer cars. Um, Amazing. Amazing. I don't think I like the new world. Somebody stop the world. I want to get off. Well, I, I feel bad bringing you sad news like that, but I believe, for me, I want the truth. I want to live in the truth. I don't want to be ignorant of things and then get bit later. So that's why I share this stuff. Here's another bit of news. What's the name of that? Sinclair. The Sinclair refinery in Tulsa, Oklahoma is on fire. Now it's starting to add up. There's been many fires in oil refineries and chemical plants in America. And the news isn't saying anything about this. At least they're not connecting it to terrorism. But after a while, there's so many, the odds of it just happening on their own is too great. It seems like terrorists are attacking our country. So, I mean, we've only had, 20 million people come across the border that we did not vet. You think that these terrorist people that hate America would take advantage of that and come across the border? Of course they did. And from what the FBI says, they have terror cells throughout America. So why would we not think that these fires are due to terrorists, especially since we're attacking their homeland in Iran? We're going to have to probably stop and get a night's sleep somewhere. I usually try to make a rest area so I know everything's legal and above board. I'll let you know where we're going to stop. And then I'll let you know how Flagstaff goes. I did get a comment from someone who said that last summer they were able to spend the entire summer up north of Flagstaff in the forest, and there was no problem. And he even said that the rangers were very agreeable, nice, congenial. So that was very promising. I like that. Of course, it's a year later now. I don't know if it's changed or not, but we'll find out. Millie and I had a chicken tender from Walmart, which probably wasn't as bad as other foods could be. I ate most of the mashed potatoes and she ate most of the chicken tender. I bite off all that crusty stuff. It's got most of the grease in it, and give her the chicken inside. It's $2.35, and it's a fairly good size piece of chicken. So I think we were both happy with that. But she should be getting hungry again here now, so we'll make a stop not too far ahead. Okay, check in with you later. Well, I just heard something interesting. Kim Jong-un, I think that's how you say his name. He's the North Korean guy that Trump calls, what he used to call Rocket Man. Well, he just made a statement that if they're attacked or if he is assassinated, that the country will respond with immediate nuclear attack. So this is getting more and more interesting, I'll tell you. Not sure what's going to happen. This one channel I listen to, he says we are already in World War III. It's just escalating. I don't know. And then Iran rejected Trump's offer, so Trump and Netanyahu are not happy. I don't know what's going to happen there. It's all pretty fascinating. Here's something else. The car manufacturers are now collecting data from all the computers they're putting in your car. And one of the data points is how often you hard brake to avoid an accident or whatever. And also, they're rating your trips from point A to point B and timing them to see if you're speeding. And if you speed, and if you have hard braking, they're selling this data. You can't get it. It's your data, but you can't get it. It's not your data, it's their data. And they're selling this data to insurance companies. And insurance companies are setting the price of their auto insurance based on that data for that car. So if you buy a used vehicle now, they don't have your data. So when you tell them this is my new car my new used car I just bought, and I'd like a quote on insurance, they're giving you a quote based on the last driver's data. And there's nothing you can do about it. And if you think the government's going to come to save you, there's only one or two politicians that really care. The rest of them are all being paid off by the big insurance companies and the auto manufacturers. And so they're not there to represent us anymore.
Only 3.5 hours to go. Tonight, we sleep in a truck stop.